Please be aware that all the information in this introduction video, as well as in the introductions to each of the activations, is my knowing in this present now moment. So as with anything, remembrance continues to unfold. So as remembrance continues to unfold for me, new knowings and understandings and clarity about these activations and about working with Gaia's Galactic Council will come through. For now, this is the information that I have and that I'm offering to you. Activations will be available on YouTube for 2 weeks, after which they will be hosted on my website. These activations are offered freely on YouTube. An energetic exchange is suggested through a PayPal or Venmo donation. My website, PayPal, and Venmo links are posted in the description of this video. I've been guided to offer a 7-day activation into Gaia's Galactic Council. Those who are drawn to these activations are those whose frequency is a part of this council and whose frequency is already working with Gaia's core. So Gaia's Galactic Council is made up of representatives, if you will, of frequency beings from other galactic councils who have chosen to come to the earth at this time to assist Gaia's core in birthing this creation, and birthing her creation and birthing this transformation. So the intention of these activations is to activate you into that full conscious awareness of your frequency and how your frequency is working with the earth at this time. Before I begin to speak about why I am doing these specific activations, I want to share with you about form and frequency. So the universe is this beautiful sacred geometry, and we each have an origin point on that sacred geometry of the universe. And at that origin point, we are pure tone frequency. Well, the galaxy of the Earth that the Earth is in is a denser galaxy. So especially the Earth is much more denser than even the rest of the galaxy. So when our frequency dropped into this galaxy specifically, it shifted into a form, and when we came onto this Earth, we shifted into the form that we are now. This is important to understand as I go into why I'm doing these activations, because we came into this human form, and our human form is made up, our physical body is literally made up of the earth, of the elements of the earth. And our form chose to come into this so that we could work specifically with the core of the earth, so that we could ground in with the earth and our frequency could flow through our body. So the visual that I got when I was asking what these activations were to be was a utility pole. Utility poles are made out of, wood, metal, or cement, so things of the earth. But the thing I was getting was this utility pole and this lightning bolt coming down through the utility pole, going through and then shooting out the wires, shooting down the pole and into the earth. And that is what it was showing me. That's what our physical body does, is what we're doing is we're bringing our pure tone frequency down through our body. It's going out of our body, and it's going down through all the way down to the core of the earth. So we're bringing down our pure tone frequency to assist Gaia in these activations. However, when we come into this earth, because it's a denser frequency, and our frequency has to shift into something that is denser, we forgot that we are pure tone frequency, and we forgot, actually, most of us forgot why we are here and what we are doing here. And so these activations are to bring us into that full conscious awareness of our pure tone frequency, moving through this beautiful portal of our body, this beautiful utility pole of our body, going down into the earth and out. And so I was guided to look up a little bit, just basics about the energy grid system or the electrical grid system. And one of the things that they were talking about is that there's substations and distribution stations. And so which made more sense to me as I saw the lightning go through and the lightning go out the wires and then down and into the earth. So substations is what they do, is it's where high voltage energy goes, or high voltage electricity goes, to be transmuted or transformed. It's a transformer station, transformed into more of a low voltage, so that it can go to the distribution stations, which then transform it so that it can go out to the masses. And so that's really what we're doing as that lightning, as the lightning was coming down through the pole, is what our human form is doing, is we're bringing down our pure form frequency. It's coming into our body. We're grounding it into the earth, into that substation of the earth. The earth assists us in transforming it so that the energy can come back up and out, and we become also distribution stations and send it out into this beautiful earth, and it assists her in birthing her new creation, her transformation. And so that's what these activations are going to be. I'm going to briefly go over what the 7 days will look like. So the first day is going to be connecting to our body, so that our frequency, our pure tone frequency, can be held in our body. The next day is going to be about connecting to all the grid systems, to our heart grid, the earth grid, and the universal grid. The third day is going to be connecting to consciousness, so that we come into that full consciousness of what we're doing, that we come into the full consciousness of our frequency and how it is assisting Gaia in this birthing process. And then the fourth day is going to be about initiating the activation, so that we are very conscious of being a part of this council. Then we need to activate fully, just bring everything into full activation of that, being that transmission pole or that transformer pole, and allowing that to just fully embody that. Then we're going to be connecting with all of the other transformer poles, learning. So it's like bringing ourselves, activating that understanding that we're connected to all the other frequency beings who are part of this council, which then in the seventh day it's activating into the telepathy, so that we're able to, in essence, speak to each other, through telepathy, where we're just knowing that we're in tune, really just being in tune with each other as we're working and assisting Gaia in her birthing process. I want to take a moment to go over some frequently asked questions that I get about participating in activations or in activation series. So one question that I get often is if there's a prerequisite to participate in an activation series. So there's never really a prerequisite to participate in activations or in an activation series. However, for this one in particular, it will be very helpful for you to have an understanding of what your frequency language is, or in other words, how your frequency expresses itself. So we often think of frequency language as just speaking light language, but our frequency can express itself in many different ways, such as through mudra or body movement, through toning, singing, through writing light codes or artwork. And so to have an understanding of how your frequency expresses itself will be really helpful. And if this is something that you're not quite sure about or would like more information or guidance on, I do offer a light language attunement course, which is about connecting with and attuning to your frequency language. So the link to that will be in the description box. Another thing that may be helpful for you is I have a light body activation series, and this could be done in conjunction with this series or prior to it. And it's a 31-day activation of your entire light body, which may help you to come into more fully attuning to your true essence frequency, your pure tone frequency. And that activation series link will also be in the description box if that's something that you would like to check out. Another question I often get is, how am I supposed to be experiencing these activations? And everybody experiences them differently, again, because our frequency is different. So you may be experiencing downloads or images. You may go into a dream time state. You may go into a deep meditative state. You may be experiencing body sensations. It's just really important to allow yourself to experience it however you need to experience it. And which then goes into, often I get questions like, do I need to listen to these in order, or if I miss a day? And so when you do an activation series, I do recommend that initially, your first time through at least, to listen to them in order, because they're set up that way on purpose, because they build on each other. But after that, you can listen to them as often as you like, because again, the activations are a frequency, and so they're layered. So every time that you listen to them, it's going to penetrate into a different or deeper layer. There's going to be different integrations that are going to occur. And to go back to like listening to them in order, one of the questions I get, well, what if I miss a day? If you miss a day, just start where you left off and go from there. You're not going to miss anything, or you didn't mess anything up because you didn't listen to them in order and, consecutively each day. That really isn't that important. It's more about allowing yourself to integrate. The integration process is what's most important. Which brings me to an important note that I really want to bring home for everyone, is that it's never helpful to rush through activations or through a series of activations. It's like more faster isn't better. It's like less slower is going to get you there quicker. It's going to help your body to integrate. It really goes back to listening to your intuition. What is your intuition telling you to do? Is my intuition asking me to listen to this same activation multiple days in a row before I move on? And to allow it to go at that pace, you're actually going to be moving forward a lot quicker. So I hope these little frequently asked question tips and things were helpful for you. And please just write in comments if there's anything else that you have questions about.